What's up, everybody? I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse as all of you may know me. Here with us on episode 54-ish of the Hylian Gamescast is Chablima, Ilya, Daniel, and returning for the millionth time, Miss Click.
Hey.
So on today's podcast, we are going to be talking about the PlayStation Classic, our thoughts on the finally released Nintendo Online with all of the glorious NES games that it has. If we have time, we're going to discuss our hopes for the next Zelda, go into some wacky Mario theories before ending with a few questions coming from fans like yourself. If you would like to have your question guaranteed to be featured on the show, you can become a Patreon supporter just like these awesome people have. We have Jacob, Michael, Elmer, Bootleg Boy, Gus, Justin, That One Pancake, Key of Time 15, Monica, Casey Willis, Link Use the Triforce, Megan, Lunarium, Robbie, Shadow to Us, Rusty, and Livable Christie. So, to start us off, Miss Click, our guest, what have you been up to lately?
Playing video games.
Nice.
That doesn't sound like you. Are you sure?
No, it's been really fun. More specifically, I got bitten by the competitive Splatoon bug, so the last month we've just been away from all the single player games. We've just been doing ranked in Splatoon, trying to get rank X. We're almost there. We're 3/4 of the way there, so that's really, really fun. But tonight we actually just started the new Spider-Man. So I'm really excited because I mainly just wanted to kind of revolve myself around, I loved God of War so much. This got a lot of good reviews, so I was just kind of like, let's see if it could dethrone God of War. I'm still too early to tell, but that's been what's up.
All right. You recently became a Nintendo brand ambassador. Would you like to talk about that?
I mean, I don't really know like what exactly to say just yet because it has just been so recent. They said, they'd get back to me with new info for the Nintendo America kind of stuff going on. But it's been pretty cool. And so far, I've had other Nintendo America ambassadors reach out to me, which was really, really cool. It's kind of like you see people come out of the woodwork, and like even some people that you didn't know were ambassadors have reached out to me. So it's been really cool. Like you can kind of see this camaraderie among them. But yeah, I'm really excited. So.
Awesome. All right, so I think we can begin our first news story. So this is going to be talking about Nintendo Online. We're not really reading from our usual news stories that we read from, but this is more of, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter. There's been a lot of hate for the Nintendo Online lately, and I personally don't understand it. People saying that it's not worth the value, which it's only $20. But with all of the games that you get for it, all of the upcoming games as well, and of course the usual getting to play the games online, that's really the main purpose for it. But a lot of people are complaining about like still having to use your phone for voice chat when you can just use Discord or something else, like the Wii U, the 3DS, and I think even the Wii had a couple of games that did weird stuff to have voice chat.
Minor voice chat, yeah.
Yeah, like... Didn't Animal Crossing have something with voice chat on
You
the
had
Wii?
to buy an adapter for it. You had to buy a communication adapter. Like Brawl, you could communicate, but only like in between matches, not actually during. So they kind of had it. It was a little weak, but I mean, it's more than what we have now, in a way.
So it originally released with 20 games, and in the next couple of months, it looks like on Nintendo's websites, they have 3 new games for the next 3 months until the end of 2018. They don't have anything posted for 2019 yet. But in total, you're going to get like, if this continues all the way until the end of your 1-year subscription, that's 12 months with 3, so you're going to have 36 different new games added to this. So in total, you'll get a chance to play like 56 different NES games, unless they switch it over to Super Nintendo games later on. So I don't see what the hate for this is. Like maybe it's just people that got used to having all of it for free, and then suddenly it got jerked away from them.
I was gonna say, when you think about it, Nintendo has been the longest running free service for online gaming for a while. And I understand that there are things that definitely could be improved. I'm a little upset, specifically, mainly Splatoon type related things. Like, I think the cloud save is what they've been upset about. On Spawncast, they brought up a really good point, though, about you probably, if you were to choose one or the other, you probably would want local saving over cloud. Simply for the fact that if the cloud goes down, I mean, your data's still gone. Like, you're still trusting in another server of some sort. So I think another thing that a lot of people don't necessarily think about, other than the fact that it's been free for so long, is that these games, if you didn't buy the classics, which I know you'll talk about the PlayStation later on, but if you didn't buy the classics, this is a good way for you to have access to them, and then also play with your friends. Like, I know a lot of people were upset, and then they actually played the NES, and like, oh, this is actually really fun. I'm playing a game from when I was a kid, and now I'm playing with one of my best friends to this day, and it's like a weird inception, you know? And I think that some people, you know, it's a hype train. Once the hype train starts going, that hashtag or whatever gets the drive behind it, like, people just kind of go on about it. And I'm upset about it too, but I'm not outraged as a lot of people are. So I don't know. It's dichotomy.
All right. Does anyone else have any complaints that they've had with the service?
Not complaints myself, but I think the one thing that has stood out to me is I've noticed certain things that were pointed out on Twitter where people, younger gamers who are into like Splatoon or something online, and basically don't have a credit card, and their parents don't want to pay for their online subscription, and basically have to retire from playing Splatoon. And you know, for me, like, that does not affect me. It doesn't affect any of us. But there are people who are Nintendo fans that are going to be out this service because they don't have access to this online thing anymore. For myself, what the online service offers, I think it offers enough for what the price is charging. I've had a lot of fun going back to the NES games. But like, I can see that being an issue for some people, especially people who don't have the online presence to voice that complaint that we may have. So just kind of something I've noticed floating around Twitter a little bit, sort of in the corners of Twitter. Like, someone screen capped some, they're not, I was going to say Miiverse, but those posts in the Splatoon Plaza of someone being like, yep, I'm not going to be able to play Splatoon anymore because I'm 15 or 16 and I don't have a credit card yet. Oh well. So yeah, that's all I got though. Otherwise, I mean, I think the service is great and stacks up against its competition, for like, because it's charging like a third of the price, it stacks up really well for what it's offering. So yes, bananas. Someone else take it away.
So with what Daniel said, I actually posted it in GameOverJesse's Discord channel that your local like game shop, so like Best Buy, EB Games, or GameStop, they have Nintendo online cards that you can buy. So
sometimes
you don't have to worry.
Cheaper.
Yeah, and you don't have to be like, oh, like, Mom, can I use your credit card so that way I can get Nintendo online? It's like, you can go into a GameStop and hopefully maybe you have an allowance or something, and now you can get, like, you don't have to worry about not having that credit card. And then, yeah, other than that, like, I've been having a lot of fun playing NES games with my boyfriend, so that's been exciting. We kicked his butt in, Dr. Mario. That was amazing. We had to keep playing until he beat me.
Dr. Mario's the best.
So how long did that take? If you had to keep playing till he beat you.
Did you let him win?
I was gonna say it took like 5 full because I think you get to win like 3 times, so it took 5 of those.
Oh God.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I think if there's one more thing I can say also, that another thing that was brought up is that you have to realize also Nintendo is competing with Sony and with Microsoft, but they're competing with freaking Microsoft. Like, a lot of people are expecting this online service to come out the very first time it launches and to be perfect. Like, you need to offer everything that the competitor offers and more. Like, what are you doing? This is unacceptable. But you have to realize this is their first actual attempt And they need moving capital. They actually need capital in the works if they're going to want to build this. And if we want more things, if you're wanting the same amount of service that the other people are giving you, it's probably going to start. The cost is probably going to go up. Like that. I'm if things do upgrade, I'm assuming we will be seeing a price increase. If not next year, then the year after that. You know, hopefully I'm not an old lady by the time it happens. But they're competing with people who actually make computers. Like, because they actually make computers, they're competing with their own console. That is their competition, and I'm pretty sure there are lawsuits just waiting to happen if Nintendo steps over any little line that is too much like Microsoft Online or Sony Online, like anything like that. I'm pretty sure they are going to want to take Nintendo down because they know Nintendo's new at this. So, you know, for me, it's personally like, I just want to see improvements over time. I'm okay if we're struggling a little bit in the beginning. But so far, I mean, the quality's been the same. We haven't seen that suffer too much. I just want to see it get better over time. I'm just willing, personally, I'm willing to pay for those improvements over time. It's just, you know, people are gonna be complaining even if that happens. So it's like, you're screwed either way, you know?
Yeah. You got me too. I totally will just shell out any money Nintendo has. Like, Nintendo can just show up at my door and be like, "Can I have $50?" and I would give it to them. So,
sure, here you go, Miyamoto. I'm sure you already get paid millions,
thanks.
but here's $50.
Only if I got a hug from him. If I got a hug from him, I'd give him $50.
A hug from Miyamoto.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I think that's a lowball offer. I think it would cost more than $50.
His security would tackle you. All right, Ilya, do you have any complaints that you would like to voice about the online service?
Honestly, I feel like I'm kind of maybe the odd woman out on this because I have not joined the online service, and
Join our family!
I know, I'm really thinking about it because
us.
the only game I would need to play online is Mario Kart, and I hardly ever play that online. I tend to play it on my own. I don't have a ton of time to play it online. And even with the NES games, it's kind of like there's not really any that I want to play necessarily that I don't already have on my 3DS. So most of what I would have to say about the online service is kind of a moot point because it's like, well, I can't say much. But as far as what I've gathered from what other people are saying, I think most of what I've gathered is just like, okay, people, why are you screaming and yelling about a service before it comes out or the day it comes out? Why are you expecting this to be perfect from the get-go? Calm down. Do you not know Nintendo? Like, yes, Nintendo, they are the people that gave us the, what's it called? The thing that, I completely forgot what it's called. The thing that you put on and everything was in black and red.
Oh, the Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Yes, Nintendo gave us the Virtual Boy, but look how many improvements they've made from other things. Do you not think Nintendo will improve? Like, calm down. If you're a Nintendo veteran at this point, you should know that.
Yep,
you should know that they are going to fix things. And also, and obviously there are a lot of people who play Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation and everything, but there's a lot of people who just play Nintendo, and I can't help but think that maybe Nintendo's like, well, our audience is a little bit different, so we need to offer something a little bit different from everyone else. And some of the biggest things, like, you know, voice chat and everything, I agree, the app is stupid, but you know what? It's not that hard to get around. So, I don't know, I just see people get outraged, and I'm like, I can't tell if you're really this immature or you're just trying to get viewers and retweets and such. So
usually,
I don't know. I'm just like, from an outside perspective, I'm like, why are we all getting outraged about this? I'm so confused. They didn't break a law, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, Chiblima, do you have any concerns over it? Because you mentioned playing games with your boyfriend, but you didn't necessarily mention your thoughts other than that.
Honestly, it would be much of the same what everyone else has been saying. Like, I know people are like, oh, like, why are you guys talking about Nintendo like they're a child and you need to have patience with them? It's like, they have never done this before. They are not, like, they haven't done it the way that Sony and Microsoft have done it. And like Miss Click said, like, you kind of have to, like, tiptoe around a lot of different things in order to get it functioning properly, so we'll wait it out. And it's only $1.66 a month, so, like...
Thank you.
Money? That's like, I have $1.50 on my counter right now.
Yeah, okay, so I have two thoughts on this. One goes along with what Miss Click was saying, with it's going to take time for Nintendo to get there. Because last year, well, first off, with Sony, ever since the PS3 Online became a thing and they started really pushing their PlayStation Plus, everyone's been asking to change their usernames. And it's been how many years? Like 2 complete console generations, and you still can't change your name?
I think Sony's expressed that they're going to do what they're going to do. And I feel like people should be more upset about not being able to crossplay than they should be able to, I don't know, have an app. I don't know. For me, I would want to play with my friends, regardless.
Yeah. And then the other thing with PlayStation is last year they raised their price for their PlayStation Plus from whatever it was, and then I think they added like $10 onto it or whatever for the year deal. There was a lot of people that complained about that, but then there was a lot of people that thought, well, if they're charging more, maybe this just means they're going to give better service, their servers are going to be better, there's going to be faster load times or faster times to get into rooms to play with other people. You don't really know where that extra $10 is going, especially because on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita, you got it free, like you did with Nintendo, but then on PlayStation 4, you had to start paying. Whereas if you had PlayStation Plus before on the PlayStation 3, you would just get the free games and discounts and deals and stuff. My second thing with Nintendo, which I forgot it while I was talking about the first thing. This is horrible. No, okay, so with a lot of people that are complaining about Nintendo making you purchase the $20 to now play online, like some people said that they never even knew that they were going to start charging, and the way that I look at it is, in a way, I think people, and I might get some rude comments for this, but I feel that some people should be a bit more grateful, because Nintendo at first said that they were going to give everyone like 3 months or whatever it was to play for free online.
Forgot delayed, right?
Yeah, and then they delayed it, and over a year later, now they're finally releasing it. So I look at it as Nintendo, like when you first bought the Switch, if you bought it on launch day, then your expectations was, I'm going to get 3 months free and then
pay.
Yes. But Nintendo basically gave everyone a year's free subscription to play online. We didn't get the NES games, but yeah. So instead
I feel like people got used to that.
Yeah. I think people should look at it as not, I'm mad because Nintendo's making me pay. I think they should look at it as, I'm grateful they allowed me to play for free for so long. Because everyone, when Splatoon was probably at its biggest, which is probably right now the biggest online game on Nintendo, aside from Fortnite, depending on how many people are playing that. But everyone got to play that for free online for so long. And now everyone that originally bought it are either the hardcore people who are still playing it and paying to play online, or they're the people that were just interested for the launch cycle and played it for that first month or two, and now they're out. So that's just how I looked at it. But anyone have any final thoughts before we move on?
Well, the way that I knew it wasn't going to be an issue was my friend Prudhomme. When he hooked up his Nintendo Switch, I was there with him, and he was like, $20 a year for Nintendo Online? Sign me up. He doesn't even play his console. He still signed up for it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Plus, and then, if $20 is too steep, there's that workaround that we found. I don't know if we should reveal that on our
you talking about the family?
It's on the down low.
Yeah. And like that's the thing is,
we're a family, right?
Yeah, I would have paid the $20 just to play the original Zelda on the go on the Switch. Like instead of the $10 or whatever it is on the Wii U, I think it's $8. But like if they would have said, instead of paying $8 to play it on your Wii U, give us $20 and you can play it on your Switch. Maybe it's just because I'm obsessed with Zelda, but I would have been like, yes, I can just put it in my bag and just listen to the music. That's
Yeah,
worth.
you're at the airport, you're flying, you're traveling, you're in the car. Like, I mean, you're also paying for freaking portability too.
And if $20 just to play Zelda seems like, okay, that's ridiculous. Okay, it's also to play Zelda and Mario and Dr. Mario and that baseball game and Tecmo Bowl.
Freaking balloon fight, dude.
All these classics, like a ton of classic NES games. Probably more to come. Probably, I can't see them not doing Super Nintendo
month.
games too down the road. I feel like they will. So it's just, that's a huge library of games for $20. And if you want to go to a games shop and try and scoop up that many games for that price, like, good luck. Let me know where you're shopping. But that's a really good bargain for what you get.
All right, so for the next story, guys, we have some options here. We can either skip the PlayStation Classic, talk about what our hopes are for the next Zelda, or we can skip that and talk about the PlayStation Classic.
I'm fine with either.
I don't know.
What is chat more interested in?
Everyone will
what do
say
you
Zelda,
guys-
but like, what do we really have about Zelda to talk about? I feel like, well, we do have hopes. We do have hopes and dreams.
Yeah. So, and the reason I'm saying that is because no matter how many times we talk about it in like our Zelda mailbag, when someone asks, there's always people that are still asking. So,
It's true.
all right. So, I guess we can do that one because the PlayStation Classic, everyone who is interested has already seen stuff about it. So,
And
Yeah.
I don't want to say his username, but someone in the chat says Zelda is life, and I
Zelda is life.
but so let's talk about Zelda, I guess.
Seems like Zelda's the popular vote.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Aang says one-word reviews for PlayStation Classic and move on.
One
Cool.
word reviews. Yeah,
That's
cool.
my
One
review.
word reviews.
Or more, my review would be
Too expensive.
exists.
Exists.
It exists. That's 2 words. So
Can I do the okay? That's my review.
okay.
I would just say it needs a power adapter and it needs DualShock, but you know, that's just me.
Yeah, that is a thing. It only has the D-pad on the PlayStation
Original.
controllers.
Sorry guys, we're not talking about Zelda after all. We're talking about PlayStation.
All right, Ilya, one word review.
Wait, can you? Sorry, I was answering something in the comments, so I didn't
One
hear
word
any of that.
review on the PlayStation Classic.
Copycat.
Copy.
Copycat. Oh,
Yeah.
good point.
Mine
I
would,
also never really played PlayStation much. My brothers played it. I had like a Dreamcast and stuff, but like, so I'm just like,
Dreamcast.
oh, copying Nintendo. That's probably a good move for you guys, but copycat.
Well, Atari and Sega both did it, but
Yeah.
those were, like,
Correct.
super,
So I don't mean copycat and like you copycat. It's just like, oh, okay.
no, but like it is kind of a cash-in because the Nintendo one sold like freaking hotcakes, and then but
I don't
Atari
blame
and
them.
Sega tried it, and there was like no publicity about it. Like no one talked about it. They just kind of existed. So I wouldn't be too surprised if. I just feel like Nintendo fans we're all kind of suckers for that kind of thing. You see something, we're like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to have it. I need to buy 100 amiibos. I need this.
That's just you,
and-
Daniel.
Okay, it's
well,
totally me.
okay, so this is the thing, right? Nintendo has always kind of been about preserving the nostalgia,
Yeah.
kind of growing up with your fans a little bit, like using these characters you knew as a kid and bringing them with you as you grow up. PlayStation's always been about, we're going to do something new every single time, new graphics, new story, more story. 4K, 4K, 4K,
Yeah.
4K, right? And they never really necessarily preserved that nostalgia. So now they're coming out with the PS1. I feel like there are a lot of people getting hit with that Nintendo type bug of nostalgia. Like, oh my God, I didn't even realize, you know, I missed these games from the PlayStation, because PlayStation was one of my first consoles too. So it was like, you know, I would love to have had DualShock to play some old games of like Crash Bandicoot Team Racing, you know, or the Street Fighter, stuff like that. But you just see a lot of people from the Sony era always bash Nintendo people for being nostalgic. Oh, you're so nostalgia driven. And now you see all these people with the PS1 Classic coming out. They're like, oh, I'm going to get it. Even if I'm not going to play it, it looks so cool. And it's like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Point proven.
It's like, welcome to our world. See?
Yeah.
Feel the love. Feel the love. No judgment here.
Deadlock in the chat says something that I was thinking, that they even copied the word classic. They didn't even like try to change it up from
True.
Nintendo Classic.
Even the poster looks the same, just them holding it.
Yeah. All right, but moving on to Zelda. All right.
Yeah,
So,
Zelda.
For the intro, because each segment goes up as its own video, so there'll be an intro for each one.
Sure.
But it'll just be a quicker version. All right.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.